Welcome, parents, to How to Teach Your Kids Letter Formation and Letter Identification. Have children look at these two alphabet charts when completing the activities. They are free to download. The link is in the description section. Each section will begin with a letter card consisting of 3 letters. In this example, they are A, B, and C. Each letter will have a green dot or a yellow dot. A green dot means the letter is a vowel, and it will have 2 pictures, one that starts with the short sound and one that starts with the long sound. A yellow dot means the letter is a consonant. Next, there will be activities for kids to practice letter identification. Now with kids, look at the first letter card. It has 3 letters, A, B, and C. Each letter has a dot. A has a green dot because it is a vowel, and it has 2 sounds. A, as heard in the beginning of alligator, and A as heard in the beginning of ape. B is a consonant. It makes the B sound as you hear in bear, and C is a consonant and makes a K sound as heard at the beginning of camel. Now have kids trace over the dotted lines according to the numbers. Start with the example of the letter A. Begin at the green circle and trace down the dotted line with the one next to it. Then go back to the top to the green circle and trace down the dotted line next to the number 2. And then go across on the dotted line next to number 3. So now with kids, complete the letter card, beginning with the letter A, tracing down number 1, then number 2, then across with number 3. Now have kids trace the letter B. Start at the top, the yellow circle, and trace down the line, the dotted line, next to the number 1. Next, have kids go back to the top to the yellow circle and trace the dotted curve next to the number 2. Then have kids trace the dotted curve next to the number 3. And to make the letter C, once again, have them start at the yellow circle and trace the dotted curve next to the number 1 to the end. Now with kids, do the top 2 A's and then have them complete the rest of the A's following the numbers and the arrows. Follow the same procedure with the B practice page and then with the C practice page. Now we are going to have kids complete letter identification activities, so they may need to look at the alphabet charts. The first activity is a dot-to-dot activity. Kids must draw lines to connect the letters of the alphabet in order to make the bear, and then circle the letter that the word bear begins with. This is the practice page for kids to complete, connecting the dots. Now the picture of a bear is complete, and kids have circled the letter B because bear begins with B, and now they are ready to color it. In the next practice page, kids are to color letters C and B yellow and cross out the rest of the letters. This is a completed example. When kids are ready, introduce them to the next letter card of 3 letters, D, E, and F. D is a consonant and makes the sound D, as in dog. E is a vowel and makes 2 sounds, a short sound eh, as in elk, and a long sound E, as in eagle. And F is a consonant and makes the sound F, as in fish. D has 2 parts, 1 and 2. E has 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. F has 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. Now have kids complete the practice page for letter D, letter E, and letter F. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page for kids to connect the dots and then circle the letter that the picture begins with. This is a completed example, and now have kids color the picture. Now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. And this is a completed example. A is for alligator, B is for bear, C is for camel, D is for dog, E is for elk, and F is for fish. In this letter card, we have 3 letters, G, H, and I. G is a consonant, and it makes the sound G, as in goat. H is a consonant, and it makes a sound as in horse. And I is a vowel. It has 2 sounds. First, the short sound is I, as in iguana, and the long sound is I, as in ice cream. The letter G has 2 parts, 1 and 2. The letter H has 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. The letter I has 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. Now have kids complete the practice pages for the letter G and H and I. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page that kids will begin with to connect the dots and then to circle the letter that the picture begins with. This is a completed example of connecting the dots and then circling the letter H for horse, and now kids are ready to color the picture. In this practice page, have kids color the beginning letters of the 3 pictures, horse, fish, and dog. And this is a completed example. The next letter card has the three letters J, K, and L. They are all consonants. J makes a J sound as in jaguar. K makes a K sound as in kangaroo. And L makes a L sound as in lion. The letter J has one part. The letter K has three parts. 1, 2, and 3. The letter L has two parts. 1 and 2. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page for the dot-to-dot activity. This is a completed example of connecting the dots and circling the letter that the picture begins with. Now kids are ready to color it in. And now have kids color the beginning letters of the three pictures: lion, goat, and bear. And this is a completed example. Our next letter card has the three letters M, N, and O. M is a consonant and it makes a M sound as in mouse. N is a consonant and it makes a N sound as in newt. And O is a vowel. It has a short sound and a long sound. The short sound is ah, as in octopus, and the long sound is O, as in ocean. The letter M has four parts. Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. The letter N has three parts. 1, 2, and 3. The letter O has one part. Now have kids complete the practice pages for the letter M, N, and O. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is a practice page for the dot-to-dot. And this is a completed example. And the correct letter is circled. Now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. And this is a completed example. J is for jaguar, K is for kangaroo, L is for lion, M is for mouse, N is for newt, and O is for octopus. The next letter card has the letters P, Q, and R. They are all consonants. P makes a P for pig. Q makes a Q for queen, queen bee. And R makes a for raccoon. The letter P has two parts, part 1 and part 2. The letter Q has two parts, part 1 and part 2. The letter R has three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now have kids complete the practice page for letters P, Q, and R. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have them connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page for the dot-to-dot activity. This is the completed activity, and now kids are ready to color the picture. Now have kids color the beginning letters of the three pictures, pig, octopus, and raccoon. And this is a completed example. Our next letter card has the three letters S, T, and U. S is a consonant and makes the sound S as in snail. T is a consonant and makes the sound T as in turtle. U is a vowel and makes the short sound as in umbrella bird, and U as in unicorn. The letter S has one part. The letter T has two parts, part 1 and part 2. And the letter U has one part. Now have kids complete the practice pages for letter S and letter T and letter U. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. They connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the dot-to-dot practice page. This is the completed example, and now have kids color the turtle. Now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. P is for pig, Q is for queen bee, R is for raccoon, S is for snail, T is for turtle, and U is for umbrella bird. This letter card has the three letters V, W, and X. They are all consonants. V makes the V sound heard in vulture. W makes a W sound heard in walrus. And X makes a X sound heard in X-ray fish. The letter V has two parts, part 1 and part 2. The letter W has four parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. X has two parts, part 1 and part 2. Now have kids complete the practice pages for letters V, W, and X. Have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have them connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the dot-to-dot practice page. And this is a completed example. And now kids can color in the walrus. Our last letter card has two letters, Y and Z. They are both consonants. Y makes a Y sound as in yak, and Z makes a Z sound as in zebra. Letter Y has three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Letter Z has three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now have kids complete the practice pages for letter Y and letter Z. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the dot-to-dot practice page. This is a completed example. Now have the kids color in the yak. Now have kids fill in the dot or the circle next to the letter that would come next. In our completed example, A, B, C, D would come next. Second, E, F, G, H would come next. Then our last one in this column, I, J, K, the L would come next. Move over to the next column, and then we look at the letters M, N, O, and P comes next. Then Q, R, S, T, U would come next. And for our last one, V, W, X, Y, Z would come next. Once again, these are our alphabet charts that were shown in the beginning and should be used during the activities. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And as always, I will leave a link for all the teaching templates in the description section.